Hi class, this is Miss Cheshire. Since you gave a video of your introduction speech, I thought I'd give a video back to you for some feedback overall. I enjoyed watching your speeches and I thought they were very good. Just a few things that I wanted to go over with you. First, if you followed the assignment criteria of 2 to 4 minutes in length, you had an introduction, body, conclusion, and you had an audience of 6, you most likely got the full amount of points. There's some things to consider though. Next speech will be a little bit more difficult, and you'll want to make sure that you understand that with each speech we're going to grow and we're going to get better and improve, and so the grading will reflect that growth and the level of difficulty. Also, you want to make sure that you understand a little bit more about how we should record these speeches. The goal is to emulate a classroom speech, to be in a quiet environment where you give a speech to an audience. We want to be professional, and we want this to be something that is academic worthy. So here's a few things to consider for future speeches. Choose a quiet room, a room where your speech is the only thing going on, and that should be the setting of your speech. Don't go outside, don't go in other buildings that have other things going on. Really work hard to plan this, because it may not always be easy to plan on the spur of the moment, but choose a quiet room. Also, the camera. You had some great people helping you out recording these speeches, and that's wonderful. The camera needs to face you directly. They need to be a part of your audience, and they need to sit with the audience and face you directly so we can see your face. They don't need to be so far away we can't see your face. So, but they also don't have to be right up in your face too, so just make that clarification. The camera should only pan the audience once, either before your speech or after you get done speaking. We don't need to go back and forth between you and the audience and back to you. Once you start speaking, you are the focus of the recording. You as the speaker should not only speak to just the camera. You should speak to your entire audience of 6 or more. And so the camera is just one aspect of that audience, member of that audience. And so you want to make sure you make eye contact with the other people gathered in your audience as well. So make sure that you do that. Stand up for your speech. Don't sit down. We want to, once again, emulate a professional speech setting. We want to make sure that we are doing things that we would do in a speech classroom. And so make sure that you stand up. If you can find some sort of podium or something, that's fine as well. You may not have access to that at home, but perhaps there's some other areas that you can go to that would have that kind of equipment. Your next speech, you're going to have a PowerPoint which you show to your audience. Consider how you're going to accomplish this. Some of you have access to classrooms where you can give your speech and you can also show a PowerPoint on a screen. Some of you may not have access to this. You may have to show your PowerPoint on a laptop next to you. Whatever you do, you need to make sure the audience can see it, the video, it shows up in the video, and that you have some sort of PowerPoint as your visual aid. We also want to talk a little bit about speaker notes. Speaker notes are a great tool. We're going to be using them. You won't have another speech assignment where you don't have access to notes. You'll always have access to notes. However, we will not read word for word from our notes. So we're going to be learning here in a few weeks about developing speaker notes, how those notes can be used to help us stay on track, but how they can also be created so we don't always have to look down at them the whole time. We can refer to them and then look back up at the audience and then speak. All right? Those are just a few things that I wanted to clarify for you. Once again, I enjoyed meeting all of you through your introduction speeches. I thought you did a good job. You know, we're always going to have some bumps in the road, especially as we try out new techniques and technology and things like that. So thank you. I appreciate all of you who fulfilled this assignment, and I thought you did, once again, a great job. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know. Some of you may have had trouble getting an audience together. You want to plan ahead. It's perfectly acceptable for some of you to get together as classmates. Maybe you meet together here at the TJC campus or at UT Tyler campus, or maybe at the Tyler Public Library, or someplace where you can all meet and you have a room in which you can all give your speeches to each other and you can record each other and be each other's own audience. Of course, you can bring a friend so you don't have to go alone and meet with strangers, but that's something to consider. So make connections within the classroom if you're having trouble getting an audience together, and make sure that you are able to plan that ahead of time so you don't run short of time in making your speech video for the next speech assignment. Go ahead and start looking up that speech assignment. It's an informative speech. You get free reign on the topic. You just have to inform us about it. And start thinking about what you want to talk about. In the next few weeks, we'll be talking about public speaking specifically, and that'll really help you as you start developing that speech. All right, that's all I've got for now. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. I appreciate all of your participation in class, and I'm really impressed with how you've been conducting yourselves on the discussion boards. Keep that up. That's good. All right, thanks, gang. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.